Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Dr. Rao here. I hope you are all having a good day. And I found some time and I thought I would come and spend half an hour with you. So, there are situations in my medical career when we had to tell the patients accurate, correct diagnosis. And sometimes that's not good news. And sometimes that is kind of terminal. That they have that is so much that even with the therapy or any treatment, they are not getting better and they're going to end their life. That is the truth. And lots of times patients really die that quickly, but then sometimes some people have spontaneous recovery and they recover. So it's a very tricky thing to tell people what is their prognosis going to be, you know. But I was always fascinated by how some people responded very coolly and then took it in their stride, and other people kind of went to pieces, you know. Both situations we could sympathize, we could understand. But then, as I was going through the ancient wisdom studies, when I found out that they were not really crushed like we modern people do. We react because we have um, so many hopes and desires that are pent up that we feel like we have not experienced enough, or we missed out on something. Whatever the reason is, people really get crushed because they may be, afraid of dying, or really worried about it, that their life is going to end, and that's kind of a real tragic thing and all that. So it's not something that we kind of preach them anything, but we observe that some people lose it, some people have it. So I wanted to understand, is there a way the ancients handled it, you know? So I kind of looked into that, and then I went to every religion, every philosophy really explored the death and dying phenomena, right? What does the death mean? What happens to us after death? And will we be reborn? Will we come back? And all those questions were there. And there were some near death experiences of some people, that they see a light or something going there, and then they come back and they live for a while after that too. So we've seen a lot of things, and then death and dying is our issue, really. As human beings, we want to understand, right? We want to maybe respond better. And lo and behold, there were intimations in the ancient wisdom of how they handled death as a transition rather than end itself, right? And then accordingly, they have so much on that phenomena. Okay, so when the suppose an ancient person receives something, a prognosis like we do with the modern people, um, what the ancient people did not resist the tide, you know, they kind of flowed with it, the tide of news of knowing they're going to die. Okay, so basically the important thing is they know that they are not just a mere body or mind, but the awareness within, the life force within. So they met their end with peace, gratitude, and surrender. So it's a question of our understanding how our neurological system is really reacting to our own level of understanding. You know, what the ancients did was they practiced silence instead of struggle, awareness instead of anxiety, and devotion instead of despair. So they knew the body may rest, may lose vitality and goes to die, but the consciousness continues its journey, eternal, unbroken, and serene. So letting go is not losing life, but it is returning to life itself for them. Okay, returning you back to the abode of the life, and then maybe take a birth again and all that. Anyway, uh, I see this as a phenomena in the encounters with the patients. A lot of patients were given casually sometimes. Sometimes they don't, the physicians don't even take into account that this person may feel, may really go to pieces and all that. The insensitive people are there, but generally people take really care and then break it down in front of their loved ones. Whatever it is, it's a kind of permanent thing. If you present somebody, they will be losing their wits, right? That's not their fault. So it's a question of how much death and dying and the phenomena of death understanding is in the culture is something we were working on as geriatricians, as physicians, as people who want to understand how come some organs do not die and we can replace it in the patient's body and they survive forever. So the life exists in the organs. That's why we were able to transplant organs from the dead person into somebody who needs it, and they go on continuing. But what is this letting go is we usually cling on to things. Okay, cling on to things that thinking that they are permanent. It could be a car, it could be a building, it could be our physical assets, or it could be a relationship, or it could be some achievement that we had, some name we had. Any number of things we kind of cling. That clinging is the one that makes it difficult to let go. Okay, but if you look at any ancient philosophy like Buddhism, what did they say? They said Sarvam Anityam. Anityam means that is not going to be there, temporary. Sarvam Sunyam. That means there is nothing in there except the like a emptiness. Okay, and then if you don't really realize that everything is empty, everything is temporary, then you cling on to it. Then you invite dukkham, dukkham, dukkham. So these three words: anityam, 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 dukkham, dukkham, dukkham. Okay, that kind of attitude, everything is temporary, everything as it comes, enjoy it and let it go, is a wise thing. So this yoga taught me not to cling to anything. Experience happens, learn from it and let it go. And something you lose, okay, you don't have the possession of it, you don't have developed attachment to it, so it's easy to really let it go. Okay, and because everything is not shashvatam, that means not permanent, not going to linger on forever. Our bodies change, our minds change, our life situations change, and all of that. But it is our innate habit of hanging on to things that are already done and dead. Um, See how many people suffer from so many things that they cling to. You know, it could be a physical object or a mental picture or mental opinion or not. So the trick is to really remember that everything is temporary, everything is really not going to last forever, and everything is really incomplete, and so everything is really in the realm of things. Uh, they are really empty of any significance. But doesn't mean that you cannot live life, you cannot enjoy things. Only thing is, don't hold on to things as though they are permanent. So this is very important in mind management too. If you are having a pristine mind that can see things as they are new every time, that's much better mental health than holding on to things and then fearing losing it out, or getting anxiety about not keeping it in the same circumstance or not. Any number of things we see as we age, as we get from childhood to youth, we may want to hold on to our toys, our dolls, or whatever, right? And then the same with our pets too, the same with our relationship too. So This life fact is everything is anitya, temporary. Life fact is everything is shunya, that is empty. And the life fact is, if you think otherwise, you are in sorrow, dukkham, right? So, understanding these three, understanding the ancient wisdom, really makes us let go things so that we can enjoy the life afresh, completely. You can live completely in the moment. You can completely enjoy things. And then, as you see the movie, you let it go. You don't want to remunerate on the pleasurable experience. Then you will really enjoy the other things that come your way. Okay. So, this is like being aware, being here and now, and doing our best to whatever we see in front of us. Okay. This is a very good way to live because you are not going to carry any burdens of life, either in the body or in the mind. So some memories will be there, but then if you go on chewing on them, then they become stronger, and then they become something that you want to hold on to it, and then naturally life doesn't allow you to hold, and they will pass on, right? Everything passes on. Okay, so. I was listening to a story today in one room where one person came up and then said that he was only given a few months before he goes into a wheelchair and he will not be able to walk again. Um, then I remembered a story from the readings that I have on the ancient wisdom. This particular person, one person uh, really loses all the tone in the body and becomes blind, becomes deaf, and all that. But still, he was in ecstasy because he was always in his real inner self, which is looking at the body losing this, but he doesn't really regret it because he doesn't think the body is him, right? So a tremendous uh, asset when you know that your body and mind are your tools, and the suffering that happens at the body level, at the mind level, is not really suffering for you. This is how they kind of separated themselves completely from that, and they were able to do surgery without taking any anesthesia also. But that is a very high level of being. I'm not saying that is easy, but having the sense that my life will go on, but my body may perish, my mind may perish. Okay, that kind of, even that kind of awareness that life force itself, life itself goes on continuing. A baby is born, but a old man died at the same time, and then the old man may come back as a baby again. That is the belief of the ancients. So they believed in reincarnation. They believed in the eternal sustainability of the life. In the plants or in the animals, in the human beings. And they have so many theories, but they're all leaving all that. They said, as I know I'm not going to die as a spirit, I have all the time in the world to do stuff, right? And whatever I do, I know that this kind of particular life may not last so long. So I'm going to live completely, fully in this moment, here and now. Okay. So look at the number of years of suffering that you could avoid when you let go things as they're happening, good or bad. Let them go because that's not life anymore. It happened, you lived it, and you let go. Okay, don't hang on to it in your mind, and then that becomes a problem. Okay, this is a very important thing in the uh, resolution of the suffering and resolution of loss and resolution of feeling like I'm going to not to be there. Knowing that we are eternal, we're always there, really helps you to overcome the fear of death and anxiety, depression, all that. What do you think? Do you do that let go on a daily basis? I'm fortunate. I was taught this non-clinging right in the beginning of yoga practice. Okay, so I'm putting an asana. For example, I'm doing an asana where I kind of lifted my arms all the way up and then I'm bending sideways and both sides. And I see on the first day it's kind of resistant, you know. But then I'm not going to carry that, say, oh, I'm inflexible, then I will never be flexible. But the next day, or even a few minutes later, when I attempt the second time, I notice the flexibility is increased. Not forcing it, but just the fact of the body is flexibility increase kind of reinforced in me. Oh, I can do this. I can do a little bit at a time. And then next day, it is more bending. More. So really paying attention to my body awareness, and my awareness of the stretch really helped me to let go that I was inflexible, or to let go I was flexible. What is real is here and now. Am I flexible here or not? Am I trying to not force it with my mind, but generally observe it? That kind of non-clinging was really advised by the yoga practice, where they say everything is temporary and everything is empty, really. So you can understand those and then let them go, then you will have less of this sorrow, dukkha. Okay, attachment breeds that, because attachment has what it has inherent in it, that we could lose it, and then because we are attached, we suffer. But on the other hand, like a bird, you are getting up in the air, flying, and then you are really going at like a straight line, for example. You don't see the straight line. You just go through where you want to go through. You are flying through it. So that letting go is like a really natural. Once you understand, our life is always going ahead. Our life is always in the present moment, not in our memory, not in our projection of the mind. What do you think? Anybody has any comments about this? Do you practice this in daily life? And or you make impressions about yourself, or about your talk, about your content, whatever, and then hang on to that image. And then if somebody doesn't respond to the image, you suffer. Or somebody insults that image, you suffer. Or somebody takes it for granted, you suffer. On the other hand, if you don't have the accumulating egotistical self, then you are not vulnerable to the suffering. Make sense? Come on, somebody say something. Uh, I mean, there are so many ways ancient practiced this, and so many ways they showed you that they kind of claimed, I don't want to have a home calling my home. You know, I am in the lap of my mother earth. So wherever I am home. I am home. So there's no need to have positions, or really understand that the entire earth is my home and my property. So I don't have to draw lines of separation from that. Okay, that was their attitude. And also they kind of lived life to let go things as they are happening, so that they are fresh to face their life as it is in the front of you, in the now. That is living in the now, living in the present. Do you do it, or do you have number of impressions about yourself and you see everything through that? Think about it. It's not crazy. It is actually real. Thing is, a bird is there. It will react to the danger, but it will not imagine the danger. Right? It may see and it may fly away from it, but then it doesn't hold that like we do. And so the memory, the imagination that were given to us as a gift, we turn it against us as something like a weapons of sorrow. So letting go means living fully in the present. That is for me. I see a patient, I told you so many times. I give my all to listen to the patient, to help it diagnose and then find the solution for his problem and execute the what is needed, right? And afterwards, if I go see how great I am, I helped the patient, see how great I solved the complicated diagnosis, see how great I am being able to give on time and energies to relieve the suffering of the patient. So that kind of egotistical build up in our mind, not letting go. I seen him, I helped him, and that's it. Okay, that is the one that helps me to go to the next patient in humble, with concern, with compassion, to help him so that I can listen to him first. I don't have any of this chatter from the previous patient, then I'll be able to really listen to it. This is an art where I kind of practiced this for years, so that each patient I approach, I'm all there. My intellect is there, my heart is there, and I'm listening to him. I'm also invoking, in him, that he perceives my attention, my compassion, my concern, my friendliness, whatever that comes up as from the human heart, because my mind is quiet and listening. Then I feel for him, I sympathize for him, I care for him. It's a kind of loving and showing that to the patient, and the patient feels it. I don't have to say any word. I don't have to declare anything. They feel the concern, they feel the affability, they feel the friendliness. And then that itself makes them very comfortable to come out with whatever that is bothering them. And then even the same thing with us too. Here we are talking to each other. If I'm listening to you, if you are telling me your concern, then you feel like you are listened to, and your suffering is kind of validated, is kind of not nagging you, not saying nasty words, nothing. Then the very act of listening acts for the person who is telling the story. But to be able to listen to them, you have to have your emptiness in the mind. Okay, not this lot of things. It's not about you, it's about the other person who is having the problem. Okay, so that works very well with spiritual people, because they kind of natural love they have for us. Okay, a natural appreciation for our association or friendship or whatever, and we feel that because they are not expecting anything in return, right? So that kind of letting go the past, living in the present, but not jumping into the future is life. That is actually lived life. Not your memory, not your projection, not your conclusions, not your thinking patterns, none of it. That is when a heart meeting heart. Okay, so letting go is very, very important in our daily life. You can just do that every day. Okay. Hi, Janet. Welcome. I'm sure she is knows about this letting go quite a bit. So uh, if you can do that on a daily basis, you not only save a lot of energy, but also you will experience the life better. Okay, so this prognosis business, lots of times I don't give like a definitive time, like this is the time you're going to expire. That's not my thing. It's a kind of understanding. We are eventually going to die, but we don't have to imagine death and die now. Let it come when it comes, and let it go, and really enjoy life as much as you can do. I had a patient one time. That patient had so many problems, so many organs are going down, and I had to call 3 or 4 specialists on him to take care of him. Endocrinologist, and then a cardiologist, a pulmonologist, a gastroenterologist, immunologist. So many people I had to call in because he had so many problems, right? Then he is somebody. Uh, having multiple problems. So family was all around him, and but he was awake. He was conscious. He was talking, but he was complaining of so many things, right? So each specialist came up and saw and advised me what are the things we should be doing, and then they left, right? So that's how it comes. So I am the captain of the ship for the patient care as a primary care doctor, and I bring in specialists who have done much more, research and knowledge in that particular specialty. So we bring them in, and that's a modern care. We kind of bring all sorts of people to help the patient, right? And when they come, they kind of busy seeing the patient, giving their recommendations, and then go. They didn't take time to talk to the family or the patient, right? So they were in anxiety. What is going on? What did he say? What did you? So because the specialists were very busy and they had to move from patient to patient, okay, which was okay. Where I kind of always wanted to talk to my patients about their condition, what's going on, what can be expected, what are the things he is expected to do, something clarity, right? And I always believed when you give clarity to people, they feel much better. You know, I didn't want them to go to unnecessary anxiety. If we have lack of time or busy with other patients who are not able to come, even then I used to convey this to in a few words to the nurse and let the nurse go out. For example, you have CAT scan done. Oh, CAT scan came out okay, no tumor, no bleeding, nothing like that. Essence of it. I used to convey. Otherwise, when I sit down with them, I go into the details too. So that helped my patient ease, and then he began to talk to me, and he told me that is an obsessive compulsive person. He was doing this wood carvings and all that, and he is very obsessive about certain way it has to come, and he was very obsessive about what is happening. Like that, he is obsessive about his body, about he knows that all his organs are failing, and he is going to be die. Then I told him, okay, if you die within a month, 2 months, or 3 months, okay, do you want to die? Okay, you are dying every minute thinking of it, or you want to have quality time with your loved ones, fun time with your loved ones? And he said, definitely the later. Then I told him that let go. And he said, oh, I was never like this. I was always holding on to things and I go down them for years and years. I asked him, are they being useful to you? No. So that is the important thing to understand, not being stubborn, not being obsessive compulsive, but let go things. As they happen, let them go. And then the best way to other is being in the present, fully living the present moment. Does it make sense to you? So I was influenced to talk about this when I heard the story this morning in a room, and uh, it's not only him. So many people are going through. Almost everybody, right? Everybody goes through this pangs of pain of not able to let go things, and then harbinger them. There was a story of two sisters who were, same age around, and something happened to them around in 40s or 50s. Then they had stopped talking to each other, visiting each other. 10 years, 15 years passed, and then one of the sisters got so sick that doctor said she may not be hanging around here for long, she will be dying soon. That is conveyed to the other sister. Then the other sister wants to come and see this sister, and they come and talk to each other, and then in the conversation, the sister who came from the other place to see the dying sister says to her, I came just because they told me that you're going to die. Otherwise, I'm not going to come. I'm going to hold on to the same things, the grudges, the arguments, the everything like that. See, what a waste of life. What a waste of uh, potentially well spent time between the sisters, right? It's kind of really, and a lot of kids regret they have not spent time with their parents, so they don't let go those things. Hi, Cecilia.
Hi, Dr. Rao. How are you? Namaskar.
I am good.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what you're saying about, first of all, the attachment. I heard you saying that before, and it was like one of the first things that I learned from the Buddhists. Like attachment is the biggest. Our the human suffering is caused by attachment, people, places, and things.
Yeah.
It was a great lesson, but also, what you're saying about, not speaking
Yeah.
to people, and my mother, my uncle, and my aunt all passed away within a year of each other. 13, not within a year of each other.
Yeah.
In a year, they were all gone.
I remember about your mother. Yeah, I remember.
My mother, my aunt, and my uncle all passed away, not speaking to each other too.
Yeah.
Not even. I think they didn't even remember what they were upset with or about, and it just had gone on for so long that they just continued to let it go on.
Yeah. That goes on very commonly. So many people are like that, Cecilia. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm at the point of respecting everyone's journey, and and that's. But I also know that I don't want that for my own. And I, no matter what, my siblings and I, we all have a relationship, whether it's with my brother maybe once every 6 months we communicate, or but my sisters it's like daily, and someone could get upset about something, but we'll come back and like either apologize or make sure that somebody's heard, and we don't want that for us.
This sense of one family, that all human beings are in one family, that is, they call this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam in Sanskrit. What it is like all the people who are coming to your room, Kudo's room, right? They are all really humans, and then in that human tribe, they are all part of the family.
Right.
You feel that, and you know that you feel so good about feeling like that, but the modern system developed attachment to the external things or things we don't need to, and then we kind of separate ourselves from that familiar feelings. Okay, that's family-like feeling, and that's why lots of times not able to forgive, not able to forget things happen, because they think they should be telling me, they should be apologizing me, they should be paying me, whatever, right? And then they will never be able to let go.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about here.
Absolutely. Like, I know you know a bit about my story with my mother, that I didn't talk to her for like 21 years.
Yeah.
And then I reached out. And the thing is, if I expected her to apologize and things like that, and her to understand me, I would have never reached out.
That's it. That is what happens is we let go the life instead of well lived. We kind of let it go just because we are not able to let go our own inner feeling or whatever, right? So this is a practice, Cecilia. Do you hold on to the things from morning till now? Maybe some of the important things that we need to remember, that's okay. But it is the opinions, judgments, conclusions, and all that. Also, we have to win the argument, we have to one-upmanship, all those things. Those things make us hang on to these things. So, you remember, I always tell in the night, review all your reactions and bury them, let them go.
Burn them.
Yeah. Important ones, you write them down and keep it aside. Like, I promise you something, I want to send you a document or whatever. Those kind of things, our relationships, our loved ones and all. But otherwise, majority of people sleep on having accumulated so much from morning till evening.
Right. Yeah. And they carry it to the next day.
And that's how they are kind of reinforced in your mind. So let them go and bury them, and that's fine. In the morning when you get up, you have such a freshness, so much energy, you love it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for letting me share, and thank you for your talk.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Have a great day, Dr. Rao.
You too. Thanks for coming up, Cecilia. So Cecilia does that, kudos and appreciating everybody's achievements and then making them feel good. But then don't hold on to your achievements also. Celebrate them and then enjoy them as they're happening. And then you can say kudos to yourself and then let it go. That is what I'm talking about. Okay. So at the end of the night, especially reviewing all the reactions that you had from morning till evening, then you get out of. Okay. Anybody else practicing this and have experiences like Cecilia? Actually, this will be quite therapeutic for you on your own, okay? Because you are not clinging on to things. All you have to do is step back from your thoughts and observe them with your conscious being, and you will be aware whether you are really holding on or not. Then observe it. Don't try to suppress it. Don't say, oh, I'm bad, I'm holding on to it. No, that's the phenomenon happening. But the more you are aware, and in awareness you observe, you feel that, the lesser potential it will become. Just like anger. When you feel angry, step back and be aware of the anger. And don't execute the anger, but be aware of the anger. Anger intensity will go down. Try it and see. The same way, if you are holding on to something and you got to step back and then watch it and let that go down. Okay. You will really have a lot of energy and a lot of, you don't feel like, oh, I'm going to be insecure. I have to hang on all to these things so that it defines my personality. That is where you're creating a self that is going to suffer. Okay. So ancient wisdom is not just a sayings. It is a understanding of the human being. What happens to the human mind, what happens to the human heart, what happens to the human living in the moment, all that, So the more you are, you see, we see these people happy-go-lucky. Why we say them happy-go-lucky people? They don't really hang on to anything. They're easily to laugh, and then they have so much easy mind, and then light mind. So they can smile easily. They can, let things go, and they can greet you like you are your brother. Again, you don't have to hold on to anything. Okay. Anybody else has anything to say? Come up. Otherwise, we will take leave and then see again. Um, my friend Janet. Okay, so
Hello.
hi, Janet.
There's a book by Melody Beatty called The Language of Letting Go.
Yeah.
And I recommend that.
Very
it helped me a lot.
Mm.
When I was recovery, it helped me to people, places, and things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to let go of people.
Yeah.
There were people in my life that that I partied with. I don't need to hang out with them anymore.
Yeah.
I haven't for a long time. I've got a brother that's a creep. He's just a creep. And I forgive him.
Yeah.
I forgive him for what he is.
Yeah.
But I choose not to associate with him.
Wonderful.
I have to see him on holidays, and I speak to him. I'm not ugly.
Yeah.
Don't hold a grudge.
Yeah.
I just choose the people that I want in my life. They need to be peaceful people.
Yeah.
People that are working on being a better human being and not staying stuck in whatever they're stuck in.
That is very wise. That's very wise, Janet, because you are not allowing the other person's problems enroll you and then spoil your life, So that's very true. You know what? Nelson Mandela, he was jailed very early in his age, in his youth, right? And then he spent a couple of decades in jail, right? but
Right.
he learned how to really forgive the racist whites who put him in the jail, in jail. So he would not let this feeling against them to ruin his inner self. That's why when he came out, he didn't say that I'm going to punish them, I'm going to make a civil war. All that he avoided because he himself worked out this thing inside of himself. Like you forgave him and then you wanted to live a normal life. They were at that level, a leader doing that really became big. You know where he got this from? From Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi said, I am going to raise against the British because of their injustice. But British are still my brothers. See, that is the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means all are in one family. We may do different things and we may resist that. But essentially, we don't want to invade our inner self where we hate these people because of that. Or even separate them as they are separate from us. See, this kind of thing is such a big thing about forgiving and forgetting things and then meeting people as human being again. And like you were able to talk to him when you meet on the holidays, that was healing for you and for him too.
Yes, sir. That's true.
Yeah. So it's a wonderful thing to do that. And also, you are doing yourself a favor because you are lightening your spirit. Right?
Right.
You don't have that
Yes,
enmity
yes.
and all that. So that's why you are helping yourself being in the present, being light in your spirit, so that you don't have to suffer from the ugliness that we accumulate. Very
Yeah.
good, very wonderful example you brought in, Janet. That is I think a lot of people understand that because everybody has something with their sisters or mothers or brothers or whatever, right? And then, Carol Burnett, that show we used to watch, Carol Burnett,
Right.
she she and her sister, they used to come to their mama's house, and then when they come to celebrate a festival or Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, that is when they fight the most. It is shown funny, but they fight the most at those occasions and losing the time and everything because they kind of dig in so many things that happened in the past, especially Carol. She does bring, oh, Mama, you are never nice to me, or nice to that girl, something like that. I remember that episode very well.
Yeah. A lot of the holidays are coming up, so there's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of family.
Yeah. And this is very good for the family. Yeah. Family time is appropriate. What you are talking about is let that go, forgive, and then lighten yourself, enjoy yourself in this day. Otherwise, go somewhere else and enjoy there. You cannot do anything
That's
with
right.
it.
Yeah. There's no sense in going somewhere where you're going to be miserable.
Yeah. I know Janet brought in a very important context of the holiday time coming up. This is a very valid thing at that time, for a lot of people. So letting go is a practicable thing, daily to do thing, and relegate it to the end of the day if you wish, and do the practice of what I do and I recommend to other people is review of your day, whatever it is. Okay, review the day in reverse order. Like you're going to bed at 10 o'clock, 9:30, what did you do? 9 o'clock, what did you do? 8:30, what did you do? Like that. And go through all the encounters and go through how your reaction were to those encounters. And then if they're really trivial, nothing to be remembered, anything about, dump them right away. Throw them out of your mind. And then if they are important that you want to note them down, write them down, then dump them for the night. Then in the morning when you come and see the note, these are things I wanted to do yesterday, I want to do. So important thing is to keep the mind empty when you go to bed. Try that slowly and it becomes a habit. It will be just like that, you will dump everything. Okay. Otherwise, you will be giving more strength to them. When you get up, you remember them again, and then that's how you carry on. Okay, that's not good in the sense. But anything learned is also is done like that. Use it for positive things, but not this negative things. Okay, that's my recommendation. Everybody try to let go everything at the end of the day and sleep on empty mind. Thank you, and I'll come back to you whenever I have time. Is anybody else want to come up? Otherwise, we can close it. Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye. Because మనం చేసిన ఎన్నో ఉన్నాయి కదా వీటిలో ఒక్కో టాక్ తీసుకొని అందులో లింక్డ్ ఆర్టికల్స్ ఉన్నాయి, బుక్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అట్లా ఉన్నాయి. ఒక్కొక్కటి తీసుకొని ఒక్కో రోజు తెలిసిపోతుంది. ఇవాళ
Hi, it's Ariana Greenblatt from Now You See Me Now You Don't, and this is what's in my camera. First,
ఇట్లా మైండ్లెస్ గా ఉంటాయి అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్స్ అని వీళ్ళు బాగుపడతారు. అందుకే ఇటువంటి అడ్వాంటేజ్ తీసుకొని బిలియనర్స్ ఇది అయిపోతుంది కదా.